What's up, everybody? If you haven't planted your bulbs yet, it's not too late to do so. We're right in the first couple of days of December, but as you can tell, I'm in shorts today because it's like 76 degrees. So we've got some tulips here that we're going to put in the ground, and the reason you plant your bulbs in the fall is because the soil is nice and cool and the roots have time to develop, go out through the dirt and establish themselves. Whereas, like, I've made the mistake of planting them in the spring, early summer before. The ground's warm, they have zero roots, and they actually will rot and just turn into mush and disappear. So that's why we're going to plant these guys in the fall. And we've got this thing here, which is our handy dandy bulb planter. This is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Love this thing. But while I'm standing up, I will show you guys a little tip. So if you have a drill that has an adjustable chuck, you'll want to set it to where it's not solid locked, because if you hit a root or something or a rock, this thing will spin you just right on around. So once you picked out your location, what I like to do when I'm planting bulbs, instead of doing them in a straight line, I kind of like to do just a mass grouping. I feel like it just looks more natural that way.
I like a straight line where it's nice and organized.
Or you just do whatever your wife tells you to do, so you don't get in trouble. It makes life easier.
That's right.
Okay, so where would you like the first one?
I like where you started.
Okay, all right. I put this on first gear because this DeWalt, this thing's crazy strong, and second gear is just about hurt you. And just put constant pressure on it. And then I just pull it out with all the dirt still on it. And for every one you do, it's always going to cave in. And that's actually good in this case, because you see this bit is probably about a 10-inch bit. By the time the dirt falls back in there, you've got about the right planting depth for your bulbs, which in this case, tulips, it's about 6 inches deep is where you want them. And always on the back, it'll tell you how deep to plant them. And then the other important thing is you always want to plant them with the pointy end up. If not, you're not going to have very good results.
Okay, so you shouldn't soak these or anything before you start. You just can pop them in the ground just as they are.
That's right. And what we're going to do before we pop them in the ground, though, and we use this on everything that we plant. This stuff is amazing. I wasn't a believer until about a year ago. And then we started using it, and then we started doing trials and experiments with and without Biotone, and this stuff is incredible. So this is your beneficial bacteria and fungi. So this is the microbiology that will help establish roots and just also add a little organic fertilizer. So I'm just going to sprinkle about half a handful into the hole, and then I'm going to put my bulb in.
It smells amazing.
Pointy end up. I like the way it smells.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
a little
you
funky.
Would. It stinks so bad.
It's a little funky. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it just about halfway, and then we're going to come in with some Osmocote. So this is the 6-month slow release. So for 6 months, this will help feed the bulb. And twice a year, you can't get much easier than that. So we just sprinkle probably about a tablespoon.
No, that was like probably half a teaspoon. That was a little bit. Oh, don't do any more, it's fine.
Oh, well, half a teaspoon is a very little bit. So you want to put about a tablespoon in the hole, and there's a little scooper in there too that I should have used, but I didn't. So we've got our Osmocote there. Now we're just going to cover it up and let nature do its thing.
Any need to pack it around the bulb?
No, I tamp it just a little bit, but I don't really pack it.
Okay.
And that'll let, when it does rain, that'll let water go down through it and get that Osmocote and water in the Biotone and get the roots started establishing themselves. So in spring, then it'll come up, you'll have a beautiful flower, and as long as you continue to amend the soil with compost or even inorganic fertilizer, they'll continue to come back year after year and multiply. You can divide them if you choose to. And
now, if you were just planting this in straight soil, we have mulch, obviously, in our
Yep.
flower beds, but if you were just planting it in straight soil, would you want to put mulch over the top or pine straw or whatever Do you want to cover
Yeah, it's
it
really,
at all?
it's your preference. I like mulch just because it helps to keep the soil moist, and it also helps to suppress the weeds, and it just looks nice too.
Okay.
But you don't have to.
So you could just plant it in straight soil and leave it?
You could.
Okay.
You could, but mulch is always a good idea. And that's pretty much it. It's very simple, and then you can just stick them wherever you want, and in the spring they come up.
Yeah, when should you expect them to come up?
Different bulbs is going to be different times. You know, tulips around here, we're probably looking at April, late April, something like that.
Okay.
But we have a slew of bulbs up at the store, so different time settings. So you can plant different ones, different varieties, and then you get a longer blooming period as well.
Oh, yeah, that's neat.
So if you hadn't planted them yet, you still got a little bit of time. Come down here, see us, Grassroots Yard Supply in beautiful Graniteville, South Carolina.
Oh, we do carry the drill bit.
Got this too. And that thing makes life so much easier right there. So y'all come see us. We appreciate you, and see you on the next one. Take care.
Thanks, guys.